Hey guys, it's Eric with firearmtutorials.com, and I've done a lot of videos on this press, but never actually have showed it in action. So this is just some 45 ACP, kind of just see this thing going through its paces. I don't have a lot of belling on these, so I'm kind of more carefully placing them in the shells. Some of these bullets have a little burr on them, so I've started using gloves now because I was concerned that I'm exposing myself to too much lead. So next time I go to the doctor, I'm going to have a blood test done to see exactly how much lead is in my system between the reloading and the shooting indoors. Just wanted to check and see how much lead I'm exposing myself to. But you see, once you get into a good rhythm here, goes pretty quickly. I'll go through until I run out of either cases or primers. When you're doing this, after you've done it for a while and you get used to the feel of it, I had a couple so far here where the primer just kind of went in sideways and I felt that it wasn't quite seating correctly. I pulled it out and saw this. And then I had another one that felt like it went in too easy and it actually went in upside down. So if you get good at detecting these things, then you can pull it out just like I did there before it ends up as a messed up, completely loaded round in there. So in that case, I didn't waste a bullet or powder charge, and I won't have to put them through the bullet puller. So that's always a plus. But overall, I mean, this press runs pretty good. And I've got a good load, I think, here. I'm using Winchester large primers, and these are 230 grain lead round nose bullets, and about 3.9 grains of bullseye powder, and it seems to work pretty well. Both pistols and... Ooh, I felt something funny there. Oh, okay, we didn't get it. We're out of cases. So we'll just put some more of these in the hopper. I don't know if you noticed, but the downstroke was a lot easier there, and that was because it wasn't punching out the old primer because it hadn't fed a case in because we were out of them. So we'll just keep going here. That'll fill up as we're going. Another thing I'm doing here, it'll be hard for you to see this, but I can actually see down into these cases from where I'm sitting to make sure that they have a powder charge in them. I sometimes use the powder check feature on this press, but because I'm using so little powder in these, 3.9 grains, in a 45 ACP. Just really not enough powder in there for it to work accurately like it would for a fuller case like a 9mm. So I'm just relying on my eyes here to do that, and my bin is starting to get pretty full over here. At some point they start spilling on the ground, and so here you can see from a different angle the completed rounds going through there. And we're out of cases again. See, there's a look at the case feeder. And I mentioned this before in a different video. This is the budget reloader case feeder, not the Dillon one. The only complaint I have about it is you can't put, especially with 45 ACP, you can't put a lot of shells in there because the weight of the shells won't let the plate turn freely. So you have to be kind of sparing as far as how many shells you put in there at a time. But you see, it works pretty good, and every once in a while I'll get a hang up where I just tap on it and then it'll work again. But for the most part I have no problems with it. I'll give you another look at something down here. I had another video which covered the good primers. If you have any, they kind of go into this little thing. Since I've upgraded to this, which stores all of these spent primers in the bottom of this here, you can see I've got a good amount of them. So I could probably need to cut this tube shorter, but I decided to just leave it full length, and after I'm done I just give it a little jolt, and then they kind of all go down in there. But that's pretty much it, guys. So that's the Dillon 650 in action. See all those rounds I just loaded up here today. I've only been doing this for about 25 minutes. So, alright, so we're just about at capacity as far as this box goes, and at this point I'm just going to drop some on the ground and just do a visual inspection, make sure the primers are seated correctly, make sure there's none, like I showed before, with upside down primers or missing primers, and make sure the bullets are seated correctly, which I don't think I've had a batch yet where I had one that wasn't, but every once in a while you'll have something funky happen that you miss if you're going too fast or whatnot. But this is kind of get this thing out of the way. So we'll see how I did here. I don't see any off the bat that look bad, but usually I'll get 1 or 2 out of every 100 or 200, so about 1% of them, I'd say on average, are defects, unless I have something funky going on with the press, in which case usually only happens after I have either adjusted something or changed calibers. Sometimes you just don't have everything quite set in the right place, and you can get something funky going on. But so far so good. I mean, there's probably close to 200 of them in here, so I should find at least one. Yep, here we go. There's one. See, the primer just didn't seat right, so that'll go in the defect pile, and somewhere on down the road I'll put them through the bullet puller so I can get the powder and bullet back. Depending on how bad it is, sometimes I can just pop it out with my hand and it'll just fall out the bottom. And then sometimes I can reuse that primer. Just put it back in the press and push a bullet through with it. Surprised we haven't found one. Usually there's one like that, yep, here we go, one with the primer upside down. So that'll happen, and that usually happens when I refill the primer tube, and just one of them kind of gets turned in the process, gets put in the machine upside down, and then gets seated upside down. Like I said, if you're paying close attention, you can feel the difference. If it goes in upside down, it'll feel a little too easy to go in, and then, like I said, the other way, if it doesn't seat right, it's usually too hard. You feel like a little more resistance than usual. So looks like we did pretty good here, and I'm almost got a little more, probably 100 or so cases left. So I'll probably just finish that up, and then I'll be done for the day with this. About done doing 45 for a little while. I'll probably go back to 9mm again. So I've got probably close to 2,000 rounds loaded. So that's it, guys. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching.